If you're reading this, you've either been cheated on someone, or you just want to hear a stranger talk about a time they got cheated on. Could be all three. Luckily for you, I'm going to cover several different times I've been cheated on and what I learned. Reflecting on it now, it happened more times than I care to admit. It's embarrassing, really, and I'm not sure what it says about me. But I'm also going to share times I've cheated. I'm not perfect, and I'm okay with that. Being young is hard. Being in love is hard. And being in a relationship is probably the hardest of them all. So let's get to it, shall we? The first time I got cheated on was probably the worst. Partly because it was the first time, but mostly because of the circumstances. I was 18 at the time, and head over heels for my girlfriend. Let's just call her Allie. She was a hot-headed little firecracker with a troubled past and a broken home. Much like myself, she was wild and crazy, and I loved it. She didn't take crap from anyone. I literally saw her fight another chick because she spilled her drink. How could an angel like that cheat on me? Look, at the time I thought girls like that were exciting, and being damaged like me, I thought it made sense to be together. So I was in love. Fast forward a year or so and she's going to a family friend's house for Christmas Eve. I didn't go. It's not my place to go to that. But it got later and later and she didn't come home. But she was texting me that everything was good and she would be back in the morning. Whatever. It's a family friend. I let it be. She came home the next day and she just seemed different. After a few days passed, I couldn't shake the feeling something was off. One night while she was asleep, I did it. I went through her phone. Don't ever do this. It only ever holds pain and sorrow that you're not ready for. I found messages between her and one of the family friends about how they love each other and were intimate in Christmas Eve. Now that's just wrong. But here's the thing. The guy she cheated with had a lot going on. He was our age, but he was sick. He had cancer. Aggressive cancer that wasn't getting better. It was so bad that years prior to this, he had to have his leg amputated. Yeah, that bad. I felt for the guy. But was that supposed to justify what they did? Her family sure thought so. She told them I found out, and they all lectured me. They had the nerve to tell me I was wrong for being upset. Steve, he's dying. It's not a big deal. Yeah, he's dying, but he's still got enough fight left in him to mess around with my girlfriend, but not enough fight for me to go kick his ass. I knew that would be a bad move, so I was just heartbroken. The girl I loved cheated on me with a cancer-ridden guy with one leg on Christmas Eve. And I was made to feel like the bad guy because he was dying. And he did die, like 2 years later. By that point, Allie and I were ancient history, and I actually did feel bad for the guy. He was way too young to die like that, and I even understood. If I was in his situation, I would have done the same thing every single time I got the chance, and probably with no guilt or concern for the consequences. And there likely would never be consequences anyway, because who is going to retaliate against a one-legged cancer-ridden man who's dying? Probably nobody. I certainties didn't. So I was just sad. The next girl who cheated on me was a girl named Jen. I dated Jen for 4 years. She cheated on me at least 10 times, maybe more. She was a gamer girl, really into tech and PC gaming. She would meet all kinds of thirsty gamer guys playing online. You know how gamer guys get when a girl is in the lobby. She would flirt with them playfully, and at first I thought nothing of it. Then we started getting packages delivered to our apartment. Nice things, like laptops and computer monitors. She told me the guys she plays with like her, and she flirts with them to get them to buy her stuff. I thought this was totally wrong and messed up. But then she gave me a brand new laptop. All right, this is pretty cool. My lady was tricking these guys into buying us cool and expensive stuff. Flirt away, Jen. Flirt away. It's like she was doing OnlyFans before OnlyFans was a thing. And she was just flirting, so it was even better. But it turned out she wasn't just flirting. I came home early from work one night and heard her through the bedroom door. I listened for a second, and when things got a little too real, I opened the door to find her on the webcam with some guy while she was servicing herself. And this wasn't the only guy she was doing this with. So really, the only guy getting tricked was me. And as it turned out, when she would go visit her parents who lived a few hours away, she was actually meeting up with some of these guys and doing way more than flirting online. Let's just say she was earning those laptops. I found this out because one of the guys contacted me on Facebook to confess. I guess it was his way of getting back at her for not choosing him over me. A sort of, if I can't have you, nobody can type thing. But for whatever reason, we stayed together. It was probably because we shared a home, and it was easier to just stay there than it was to move out and start over. So instead of leaving her, I just started cheating too. We tried to make this weird relationship devoid of trust and real connection work, while we both cheated on each other and then went back home and slept in the same bed. It's maddening to think about now, and I can't believe we held on like that for so long. But we did. But after a while, her friends all started to message me and attack me about how I was a terrible person for cheating on her and breaking her heart the way I did, and how I needed to be a real man. They had no idea what she had done to me or what she was doing at all. She just told them I was the problem. So I finally left her for the third girl who would cheat on me. Let's call this one Harley. Like Harley Quinn, covered in tattoos, broken inside, a raging alcoholic. Just like me. We were a perfect match, right? What could be more perfect than two alcoholics with trust issues drinking and carrying on together night after night? Now, she was the last girl I cheated on Jen with before leaving her for good. So she didn't trust me from the get-go. She was always insecure, thinking I was going to cheat on her. No matter how many times I tried to reassure her that the Jen situation was messed up and unique to itself and not a reflection of my typical behavior in a relationship. But her insecurity and lack of trust in me lingered. I understood where she was coming from, but it sucked. I was trying to have a real and honest relationship with her, and I thought we were doing okay. Some time passed and Thanksgiving rolled around. She went to her mom's house while I went to work. We usually texted a lot, but she didn't text me at all that day, even after I was home from work. It reminded me of that Christmas with Allie. Just that feeling, a holiday alone again. Why wasn't she responding? Everything inside of me was screaming she was cheating on me. She had to be. It was happening again. No, just let it go. It's nothing. She's not Allie, so I let it go. She came over the next day and told me how her phone died and Thanksgiving with her family was great. Then she went and took a shower. I noticed she left her phone on the bed. This was my chance to know, follow my gut. Was this history repeating itself? Was she lying to me? Should I look through her phone? No, don't do it. Trust her. And just then her phone vibrated and lit up. I could see the screen clear as day. A message from a guy saying, "I miss you too. I can't wait to feel you again." I was right. All of my gut feelings were spot on. I picked up her phone and looked through it. I had to after that. Sure enough, messages between them about meeting up, then messages between them afterwards about how they felt about it. They felt pretty good. When I confronted her, she told me it was my fault because I cheated on her first, which I never did, but her insecurity couldn't be swayed. Her tears and pleas kept us together for a little while longer, but then I ended it. I had to. I couldn't have another Jen situation all over again. Then I moved on. And now, what I learned from each of these encounters. Getting cheated on sucks. It's gut-wrenching and heartbreaking every time. But with time and reflection, I can't really blame any of them for doing it. Allie wanted to experience that physical connection with a friend she loved and was scared he would die before she got the chance. But she went about it the wrong way. She could have dumped me, then had a whole relationship with the guy up until he passed. But maybe she wanted both. Maybe that's why people cheat, not just to avoid hurting the person they're with by dumping them, but because they actually don't want to lose them. It's totally possible to be in love with someone and to want someone else, or even love someone else. To want it all. People being selfish is not an outlandish concept. Greed. They want to experience the fantasy, but they don't want to sacrifice their reality for it. Even if their relationship isn't as exciting as their fantasies, they can trust the security of it. And maybe the fantasy would lose its shine if they had it every day. But we get one life, and not pursuing everything you want in that life might leave you feeling like you missed something you'll never get another shot at experiencing. It's tough, and the worst part about cheating is that the consequences of your actions most often affect the person you cheated on worse than they affect you. And causing emotional distress to that degree is most definitely wrong every time. But is the desire itself wrong? To want someone else? I don't think so. Selfish? Yes. But wrong? I don't think so. I think it's very fair and very human to want, and I think it's very difficult to be in a relationship and feel something for another person. You have all these mixed emotions, but the inability to act on them because you're committed to someone else. So what do? Either cut ties with one of them or cheat. It's not easy, but it happens. It happens a lot. I'm not the only person who has been cheated on. And I'm certainly not the only person who has cheated. But I think it's right to exit the relationship first before you act on the impulse. I think that's the fair thing to do. Even if it isn't the best look, it's still better. And Jen, she was a material girl in every sense. She wanted the finer things in life, and she never wanted to end up with a guy like me. I was poor, but she fell for me. I couldn't provide her with the fancy things, but she liked me. She loved me. My personality, my looks, my body. But my dick wasn't going to buy her a new computer or take her on nice trips. So she found 10 other ones that could. But she wanted it all. I can't fault her for that. But you just can't have it all. You can't have the fun, awesome poor guy and the rich lame guys. You have to choose. You've got to figure out what you truly want from life or from people and act accordingly. It's okay to commit to nobody and accept what people are willing to give. That's on them. Nobody owes you anything, and as a single person, you owe nobody an explanation. So stay single and live your best life. And definitely don't settle for someone who doesn't check the main boxes on what you want from a person and from life. Otherwise, you'll always be searching for those things elsewhere. And as for Harley, her insecurity and lack of faith in me was punishing. It ate away at her every day, and that was my fault. I should have left Jen instead of cheating on her. I could have met Harley on real and honest terms and avoided the insecurity altogether. I understand why she was concerned, and I never should have gotten into a relationship with her. Just like anything else, cheating breeds cheating. Of course she would think I was going to be unfaithful. How could she not? And the ability of our thoughts and fears to materialize and manifest into a monster is profound. So she felt the need to beat me to the punch and cheat first, or as she confessed later, she felt the need to get back at me for cheating on her already, which I didn't do. That was just a belief she materialized based on what she knew about me from a previous relationship. Oh well, if she taught me anything, it's never date someone you cheated with. Whether it's you that cheated, them that cheated, or both. The relationship starts off on a foundation of broken trust, and that's one hell of a bad first impression. Insecurity and doubt will arise, and it's not if, but when. So again, don't cheat, just leave. There you have it, my 3 worst relationships, and what I learned from them. And all of this is not to say that if I got cheated on today, that I would be okay with it. I wouldn't. I would be devastated. But I feel that through these experiences, I'm able to have a little more understanding and empathy about why the person may have done it. And I hope you do too. May you never be cheated on. But if you have been, I hope you learn from it. And if you do get cheated on, may you bounce back from it with poise and grace. I certainly did not at first, but it gets better. Keep your chin up and keep on keeping on. You'll be all right. Relationships are hard and cheating is painful, but life is complex. We only get one shot at it, and sometimes the experiences we want outweigh the potential risks that come with them. People are selfish, and that can lead to their partners getting hurt. And sometimes we have more to do with our partners cheating than we realize. Again, life is complex, but the pain of being a victim of cheating will subside, and you will make it out all right. If someone had told me a year ago that I'd be standing in the middle of my dream home, staring at the shattered pieces of my life while my sister ran out the back door in nothing but we shared groceries, split chores, built IKEA furniture without breaking up. Miracle status, right? And even adopted a dog together. A golden retriever named Bowie. Our parents started dropping hints about wedding bells. Tyler would just smirk and say, "All in good time." That time came last fall. He proposed on a weekend trip to Vermont, on a trail lined with golden leaves and foggy hills. I said yes. I didn't hesitate. We were finally here, my forever person. We started planning. Pinterest boards, cake tastings, arguing over who really needed to invite second cousins. The usual. Then my sister, Emily, 26F, moved back home. Emily and I have always had a complicated relationship. She's charismatic, magnetic even. She walks into a room and people notice. Not in a flashy way, more like she has this quiet fire that draws people in. She's also always been the wild child, the one who partied in high school, dated the bad boys, and had a knack for getting in over her head. But we were close. She was my maid of honor. I was her safe place. Or so I thought. Emily moved into my parents' guest house after a breakup and started coming over more, helping me stuff wedding invites, taste wine samples, or hang out while Tyler and I made design choices for the house we just bought together. A fresh start in a new neighborhood. The place where we'd build our future, as Tyler liked to say. Things started shifting slowly. I'd walk into a room and find them laughing about some inside joke I wasn't part of. She'd stay late even after I went to bed. Tyler, who used to be so attentive, started acting distant, forgetting important appointments, getting irritable, and checking his phone a lot more. I chalked it up to wedding stress, house stress, life stress. I trusted them both, their family. Then one night, I came home early from my bachelorette weekend, a surprise cancellation due to weather, and saw a strange car in the driveway. Tyler's was there. Emily's wasn't. But I knew that car. It belonged to one of Emily's friends from college. Confused, I let myself in. The house was quiet. Too quiet. I called out, "Ty?" No answer. Bowie didn't even bark. He was in the laundry room, locked in. My heart started pounding. I walked down the hallway. Our bedroom door was open a crack. And what I saw will haunt me forever. Emily, Tyler, my fiancé, and my sister, wrapped up in each other like they were trying to forget I even existed. Clothes on the floor, giggling like teenagers. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I stood there, frozen. Tyler saw me first. His face went pale. Emily pulled the blanket up, but her expression wasn't even regret. It was blank, like I had interrupted a movie. I backed away. I think I mumbled something like, "I'll kill you," or "I'm done," but it's all a blur. I drove to my parents' place, collapsed on the floor of the guest house she had just moved out of. My mom was horrified. My dad went silent. My world imploded. But wait, it gets worse. The house? It was in both our names. Joint mortgage. Signed a month before. Tyler convinced me it was a smart investment and that we could save money. My savings, $38,000, went into that down payment. Gone. I called the bank, a lawyer, a therapist. The house wasn't just my future. It was my financial anchor, too. And Emily? She didn't even apologize. Her exact words were, "It just happened." We didn't mean for it to, but maybe it was meant to be. Meant to be with my fiancé after everything? Tyler texted me a week later, asking if we could talk like adults. I blocked him. He emailed me instead. The subject line? "Let's divide things fairly." Yeah, I bet he wants to be fair now that he's living in the house I paid for, with my sister, sleeping in our bed. I'm still figuring out what comes next. Selling the house is messy. The engagement is obviously over. My family is torn. My mom took my side, but my dad thinks we all need to move past this and heal. As if forgiveness comes as easy as betrayal. I'll keep updating. Maybe someday I'll find a way to laugh about all this. But right now, I just want to know. Has anyone else been betrayed by the two people they trusted the most?